the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, of the show. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and you are watching Untethered Live, the Deep End Bible Study. Hang on. You're supposed to be.
Was God. He was at the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
I don't know why that's happening.
God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, of the show. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and you are watching Untethered Live, the Deep End Bible Study. Hang on. I see what's happening now. I got it. I fixed it. This is a... Give me just a second to fix this. I have no idea why that's happening. Custom browser. I'm talking to you, honey. All right. Hello. Welcome to the show. Sorry about that. I'm having a little issue with my chat bot. For some reason, it's showing the whole page on there instead of just the chat. And I'm trying to figure it out on the fly. No, I'm not signed in on my phone. I'm signed in on OBS, which is something you may or may not understand. And hang on, let me pop this in here real quick. Get in there. Anyway, I got the chat going. Just minimize it. It's not really that easy. Drac Lewis, welcome to the show. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. I don't know if you're here now, but you were here earlier. And you hit that subscribe button, so thank you for that. Anyway, it's a little weird. It's on a separate window, but it's up, and I can see it, and I guess that'll have to do for now. What's a Drac Lewis? It's somebody who subscribed to the channel. It's the last person who subscribed, and I'm just thanking them for subscribing. How are you doing this fine evening? Are you ready for some Bible study, baby? I'm ready to get down. It's been one of those days. I've had honey and cheese for dinner. That's what I ate today. Shredded cheese, not a block of cheese. Shredded cheese. I'm that kind of guy. And coffee. How are you doing this fine evening? I'm ready for tomorrow to get here. Can't come soon enough. Got to get back to work. My boss man left for early vacation on Wednesday and left me holding the fort until Monday. Not always fun. Anyway, what's going on? I talked to Kevin earlier today when I did a surprise live stream at about 4 o'clock, somewhere around there, testing some settings. By the way, how does the video and audio look and sound? And he popped on and said hello to me, but that's all he said is hello. Fixing to eat dinner soon. Save me some. I'll be right over. What do you mean you ate cheese? You know, like took cheese out of the bag and put it in my mouth, chewed vigorously, and then swallowed. I ate cheese. And honey. Looks great, sounds great. Excellent. Maybe we can get through the night then. Love the background. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm so glad to have my studio up and running again. You just don't know how much I miss that. Even if it is running a little bit sluggish, I'm in the red, which means my upload isn't going very well. I'm going to have to call CenturyLink Monday and see if I can't get them to boost me up a little bit. I have 0.68 upload speed. It's supposed to be like 5.0, and it's 0.68. So I'm not getting the upload speed that I need. So I'm going to have to fix that. I don't have any idea what that's going to take, but they got to do something because 0.68 ain't cutting it. And if I'm giving them money, they need to have it where I can do my job. Well, are you on a diet? Yeah, it's called being broke. But we're going to make it through the night one way or the other. On a diet. Yeah. It's just one of them things, honey. You have a router. Yes, I have a router. And I have CenturyLink is the only company that provides internet here. I have no options. I have to go with them if I want internet. So they can pretty much do whatever they want to do. And I think what's happening is that they have throttled me back so that they can sell more internet to other people, I think. I don't know how that works exactly, but I know that my speed isn't what I'm paying for. They advertise a certain amount of speed, like 25 gigs or something like that, whatever it is. I don't remember now. But I'm not getting anywhere near that. So I'm going to have to call them and complain, and they're in another country. The tech support's in another country, and they pretend to speak English, which means I'm going to be mad before the phone call finishes, and probably end up getting charged more than getting helped. But I'm going to try something Monday, see if I can't get them to boost me up a little bit. I don't know if I told you this or not, but when I re-upped, I called them to find out what I needed to do. And they said, all you got to do is pay a $50 fee and we'll cut your internet on. This is after I paid the $500 bill, right? I just gave them $500, everything I had. So I gave them the $50. They cut my internet on. I went to log on and it was suspended. So I called them back. Like, what the hell? I just paid you the $50. Oh, well, you got to pay for, you started in the middle of the billing cycle, so you got to pay $16 more for next month. So what are you talking about? Can't you just bill me? No, you got prepaid. Prepaid? I didn't ask for prepaid. I just wanted my internet cut back on. Well, that got shut off. I know. I paid the bill, cut it back on. It was disconnected. You got to re-up. You got to pay a $100 deposit to get the internet back on. I was like, well, I've already paid you the $50, so I might as well just pay $16 and keep the prepaid. I wish somebody would have told me that before I paid the $500. You know, I could have just paid the prepaid and got away with spending $50. Then I had $500 in my pocket. They didn't bother telling me that. So yeah, I don't know if it's idiotic as much as it is dunning me for everything I got. But anyway, more than I intended to pay to get my internet back on, but I got it on. So now what's going to have to happen, I think, in order for me to get any kind of service the way I want it, is I'm going to have to go off the prepaid, give them the $100 and, you know, re-up my internet. But I'm not going to do that this month. I'm going to run out the bill I already paid for, because I've already paid the whole month's bill and some of next month. They're not dunning me anymore. But if they give me any more shit than that, I don't know what I'm going to do, because they're the only person I can get internet from around here. I guess I could get a satellite, but I've heard that sucks. And the fiber optic line, there's no way I could even afford that. That's ridiculous. They'd have to run it out here, and I'd have to pay for that. It'd be like several $1,000s. No way. That's what I can do. But anyway, it was quite the ordeal, but I got it back on. The studio's back up and running. I spent all day Saturday, Friday, whatever day it was we came on. I did, you know, the debunking video. I spent that whole day re-uploading everything. I mean, updating everything and making sure everything works. And I just noticed that a few things ain't working quite like they're supposed to, including the chat here. So I got to fix that. That'll be another. I'll get that done after the show tonight. Satellite does suck. I'll stay away from it then. And by the way, in case you haven't noticed, there's a little bit of a lag, like almost a minute lag, because I've got my bit rate set so low. It's the only way I could get my video from being so choppy. So if I don't answer you right away, it's because of that lag. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. It doesn't work that way, honey. Can't refresh it. That's all it can do. It's not like watching it. I'm sending out packets, large packets of information in the upload section. So you got download and upload. The download speed's usually pretty fast. The upload speed's about half that, or it's supposed to be. My download speed is 16 megabytes or gigabytes or whatever it is, and my upload is 0.68. That's not good. That's way off kilter. I can download a movie in like 20 minutes, but pushing out a video takes considerably more. So that's why that has to change. If that makes any sense. Yes, I noticed it's all good. Yeah. We'll get through the show anyway. And slowly but surely I'll get everything fixed and working again. I just got to find all the little bugs, because things are unexpected. You know, like when I ran through my sequence, going from my starting soon page through the intro into the, upload of the video, I noticed that 2 or 3 sections, the audio changed and went to my desktop rather than to my headphones. So I got to go back in there and fix that because when it updated, it changed a few things. So here and there. I did get my lower thirds working again. They didn't work for a long time, so glad to have figured that one out. The drama of running a TV show. Yeehaw. It's working. That's all that matters, I guess. I want it over here. Why won't this thing let me? Oh, you go over there, I see. Maybe I can switch it over here now. Huh. Damn chat. Now I'm trying to resize it and get it in a reasonable location. Honey, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. Aw, that's so sweet. There, that's what I wanted. No. Yes. No. There, I got it. Ha ha ha. That was hard to do. I'm driving, so bear with me. I'm talk predictive text clearly. See what came out. Good times. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can't get this thing going, shall we? Let's come down here. It's 8:21. I've done enough chit-chatting. Might as well get to work. Hey. We're in the book of Micah. The great book of Micah. Verse 1, chapter 10. Hey, Kevin Cox, what's happening, my brother? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said, we're in the book of Micah. If you got your Bibles handy, crack them open and let's get this show on the road, baby. I don't know why I keep saying baby so much. Apparently my brain is not functioning. Declare ye it not in Gath. Weep ye not at all in the house of Ephraim. Roll thyself in the dust. Pass ye away, thou inhabitants of Saphir, having thy shame naked. The inhabitants of Zanan came not forth in the morning of Bethazel. He shall receive of you his standing. For the inhabitants of Maroth waited carefully for good, but evil came down from the Lord unto the gates of Jerusalem. O thou inhabitants of Lachish, bind the chariot to the swift beast. She is the beginning of the sin of the daughter of Zion, for transgressions of Israel were found in thee. This is a pretty weird way of saying that you're getting punished for transgressions I found in Israel. In each section of Israel, or each group of people that have moved to other places, that's why the punishment is coming down on you, because they came from Israel, but they're in your land, so that's where I'm punishing them. Therefore shalt thou give presents to Moresheth-Gath. That's what I'm going with. Moresheth-Gath. The houses of Achzib shall be a lie to the kings of Israel. Yet will I bring an heir unto thee, O inhabitants of Marishah. He shall come unto Adullam, the glory of Israel. Make thee bald, and poll thee for thy delicate children. Enlarge thy baldness as the eagle, for they are gone into captivity from thee. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Whores, by the way. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is the power of their hand, because that's the power they seem to think they have. It's not. And they covet fields, and they take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, We be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. What this is saying is, you're being punished for your sins. But there are going to be people that say, oh, God turned away from us. That's why these bad things are happening. Because he turned away from us, our fields are divided, or our fields are no longer producing as much as they should. Therefore, I'll give you fields that won't cast a single plant. They won't grow anything by the congregation of the Lord. Don't blame God for your problems. That's the moral of this story. Prophesy ye not. Say they to them that prophesy, they shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame. O thou that art named the house of Jacob, is the Spirit of the Lord straitened. Are these his doings? No, they're not. Do not my words do good to him that walketh uprightly? Yes, they do. Even of late my people is risen up as an enemy. My people have turned against me, not the other way around. Ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war. The women of my people have ye cast out from their pleasant houses. From their children have ye taken away my glory forever, says God. Arise ye and depart. Get out of here. For this is not your rest. This is not your Shabbat. This is not your place of refuge. Because it is because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. You want a liar? You want somebody to tell you sweet nothings and pretend he knows what's going on? You want to listen to that guy? Go right ahead. I'll give you a guy you can listen to. I'll give you what you ask for. I wouldn't be asking for that. I'd be asking for a man that has a good connection with God, a man that puts God first in everything, a man that listens to the word of God, a man that follows the Bible and the 10 Commandments. That's the guy you want to listen to. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as sheep of Bach in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. The breaker is come up before them. They have broken up, and have passed through the gate, and are gone out by it. And their king shall pass before them, and the Lord on the head of them. And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Yes, it is. Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off of them, and break their bones, and chop them in pieces as for the pot, and as the flesh within the cauldron. What is he talking about here? He's talking about cannibalism. You ever heard people talk about when Catholics say this is the body and the blood of Christ, and they say, well, Jesus was a cannibal. No, he was not. He's very against cannibalism, and in this verse it plainly tells you he doesn't like it. He doesn't want you to be that way. You are the people that are doing this, he says, and I'm the guy that's punishing you for it. Aren't you the people that know judgment, that love evil instead of good, that do cannibalism? You're the people who do that. That's why you're being punished. Not why I'm rewarding you. Notice he's not rewarding them, he's punishing them. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He's not going to listen. You do your whole life sinning and being bad, and then when he punishes you for it, then you cry for his help. He's not going to hear you. He won't listen. Even worse than not listening, he will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. When you act bad, and then you beg God to save you, he not only won't listen to you, but he won't even look in your direction because of your behavior. So yes, you are responsible for your behavior. You are responsible for your actions. Thus you have reached the age of, saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry, Peace! And he that putteth not into their mouths, even they prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the steers be ashamed. Then shall the seers be ashamed. Excuse me, I can read. I'm not having a stroke. I'll read that again. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners be confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God. God's not going to listen to you. He's not going to be there. He's not going to pay attention to you. Go away. But truly, I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Israel his sin. What is he there to do? Is he telling them that he has the power of God? Well, he has the power of God to tell them they're sinners. That's it. That's all he labels here. I have the full power of the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgressions, and Israel his sins. That's it. That's what he's there to do. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment, and pervert all equity, which is not the same thing as iniquity. Equity. That's the equalization of things to people. You pervert it, kind of like the Democrats do when they say equity. Equity. Diversity is our strength. Equity. Everybody gets the same thing. You'll own nothing and like it. That's perverting equity. That's not what God had in mind. They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity, which is sin. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire. And the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, Is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Oh, yes, it can. Not only did God create evil, but he'll sick it on you if you're doing wrong. Make no mistake about that, ladies and gentlemen. God will punish you with evil if you do wrong. And what is wrong? That's breaking the 10 Commandments. Mostly worshiping false idols. He really don't like that. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as high places of the forest. That mountain being Zion, that's God's mountain. That's God's place. You shouldn't have a high place built there unless it's for God. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow unto it. Well, yeah, because they'll know that he's their God. There'll still be some scragglers, make no mistake about it. There'll still be people that worship false idols and put their trust in other things like science, which God created, by the way. Not the capital S science that's going on today, but the real science that learned everything. Nope, started at 8 o'clock. Hey, Laura, how are you? And many nations shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Isn't that a beautiful dream? That's nice. That'd be nice to happen. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. And for the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. For all people will walk every one in the name of his God, lowercase g, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever. Amen. Make yourself understand this. Get it through your head. That there will always be people who worship false idols. Those people will be destroyed in the end times. But before that, they'll do their thing, and they'll try desperately to destroy us. And it'll get bad for Christians at some point. It won't always be that way, but it'll get that way. I promise it will. Everywhere. You stay walking in the ways of your God. You stay with your nose in that book. You keep yourself on the straight and narrow path. Because forever and ever is a long time. And trust me when I say you'd like to be part of it. In that day, saith the Lord, I will assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast afar off a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. What's he saying here? He's saying that in that day, that's the day of the Lord, by the way. Yeesh. The day of the Lord, by the way. In that day I will find the people who have fallen by the wayside. I will find the ones that I personally have afflicted, says God. The ones that I've punished. I'll find them. And I'll make a remnant. And I'll make them strong nations. And I'll build them back up. And then I'll reign over them. Because after they've been punished sufficiently. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, then to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Pangs is suffering, like pain in the pit of your gut. Or like labor coming on intensely. Like hunger. That sort of thing. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hands of thine enemy. Amen. Even if you go into the bad places, if you follow God, he will redeem you out of the hands of your enemy. He will provide for you that which you need. But you have to follow him. He's not going to save you if you're not doing the work to follow him. He won't even look at you if you're away from him. You must be seeking God for God to seek you back. Now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled. Let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor, or the loose things that are left over after gathering the wheat. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people. And I will consecrate their grain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Amen. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He hath laid siege against us, he who. They shall smite the judge of Israel with the rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall come forth unto me, that is to be ruler of Israel, whose going forth have been from old, and from everlasting. People have been coming and going for a long time in that location, and they're going to keep coming and going for a long time in that location. God has always wanted to be ruler over that spot. That's his spot. He loves that place for some reason. I wouldn't presume to question God, but he does. He loves it there. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth hath brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return. And he shall stand and feed in the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God, and they shall abide unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the peace, where the Assyrian shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our place, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrians when he comes forth, and when he treadeth within our borders. So God, even God, will protect you from the bad guys. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of the sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and treadeth in pieces, and none can deliver. When God sets you on a path, you will go through anything that stands in your way, and nobody will be able to stop you or deliver you. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers, no more visionaries, no more prophets, no more people that can see into the future, supposedly. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. No more will you have a false god. No more will you have images of false gods or graven images or anything that you built with your own hands. You will no longer worship those things. You will worship me, says God, because I am God. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so I will destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Hear ye now what the Lord saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. We're talking about Judgment Day here, folks. Hear ye, O and ye strong foundations of the earth, for the Lord hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. That's right, Lord, he certainly will. For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the houses of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. Wherewith shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000 of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He hath showed thee, O man, what is good. And what doth the Lord require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. That's it. He doesn't require any of these things. He doesn't need your sacrifice. He doesn't need your firstborn. He doesn't need anything from you other than to love his mercy, to do justly, and to walk humbly with him, to have a relationship with him. That's all he's asking for. The Lord's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, who hath appointed it. Wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable. Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances? with the bag of deceitful weights, or ways that aren't to scale. They're not the weight that they claim to be. They're false, so that they can give a false reading and that somebody can cheat you out of your money. For the rich men thereof are violent, thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee in men's. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied. Thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee, and thou shalt take hold, but shalt not deliver. And that which thou deliverest, will I give up to the sword. Even if you manage to have a child, he'll die in battle. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread the olives, but thou shalt not anoint thee with oil, and sweet wine, but shalt not drink wine. For the statutes of Omri are kept, and all the works of the house of Ahab, and ye walk in that I should make thee a desolation, and the inhabitants thereof an hissing. Therefore, ye my people, woe is me! For I am as when they have gathered the summer fruits, as the grape leanings of the vintage. There is no cluster to eat. My soul desired the first ripe fruit. But the good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net. Seems that way, doesn't it? That they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward, and the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desire, so they wrap it up. The best of them is as a briar, the most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge. The day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be their perplexity. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. For the son dishonoreth the father, the daughter riseth up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. In these days you won't be able to trust anybody. They will all turn against you. They will all have it out for you. And all you can do is hope that you make it. Therefore I will look unto the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, or the righteous anger of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. In the day that thy walls are to be built, in that day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even to thee from Assyria, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from the sea to sea, and from mountain to mountain. God will be everywhere. Every eye will see and every knee will bow. Nobody's going to miss it when God comes back. I promise you that. Notwithstanding, the land shall be desolate because of them that dwell therein, for the fruit of their doings. Feed thy people with thy rod, the flock of thine heritage, which dwell solitarily in the woods, in the midst of Carmel. Let them feed in Bashan and Gilead, as in the days of old. According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt will I show unto him marvelous things. The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hands upon their mouths, their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our God, and shall fear because of thee. Who is a God like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. You must understand that even though God is so furious with mankind, he won't be forever. He will eventually remember his love and mercy, and he will love you more than you deserve. He will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast off me. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. Now we have reached the book of Nahum. We have left Micah and entered into the unusual book of Nahum. What a name. That's Muhan backwards. Are you having a good time so far? Are you learning stuff? The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. He went, ugh. No, just kidding. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world, and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation or his righteous anger? Who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth him that trusteth in him. Believe that, ladies and gentlemen. He knows who you are. He knows when you don't trust in him, too. But with an overrunning flood he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do ye imagine against the Lord? Utter end. Affliction shall not rise up thy second time. For while they be folden together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble, fully dry. There is one come out of thee that imagineth evil against the Lord, a wicked counselor. Thus saith the Lord, though they be quiet and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down when he pass through. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. For now will I break his yoke from off thee, and will burst thy bonds in sunder. And the Lord hath given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown out of the house of thy lowercase gods. Will I cut off the graven image and the molten image? I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. You're a terrible person. You're disgusting. So I'll put you in the ground because of your molten images. Behold upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. He that dasheth in pieces is come up before thy face. Keep the munitions. Watch the way. Make thy loins strong, fortify thy power mightily, for the Lord hath turned away the excellency of Jacob and the excellency of Israel. For the emptiers have emptied them out and marred their vine branches, meaning their bloodlines. The shield of his mighty men are made red like blood. The valiant men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches in the day of his preparation, and the fir trees shall be terribly shaken. The chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall jostle one against another in the broad ways, meaning bounce side to side like cars too close together. The chariot shall rage in the streets, and they shall jostle one against another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches. They shall run like the lightning. He shall recount his worthies. They shall stumble in their walk. They shall make haste to the wall thereof, and the defense shall be prepared. The gates of the rivers shall be opened, and the palace shall be dissolved. And Huzzab shall be led away captive. She shall be brought up, and her maid, as with the voice of doves, tabering upon their breasts. But Nineveh is of old like a pool of water. Yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back. Take ye the spoil of silver, take the spoil of gold, for there is none end of the store and glory out of all the pleasant furniture. There's everywhere. Take as much as you want. There's no end to it. She is empty and void and waste, and her heart melteth, and her knees smite together. Much pain is in all loins, gather blackness. This is a people that have been defeated, and they're terrified. They don't have any idea what's coming next. Where is the dwelling of the lions and the feeding place of the young lions? Where the lion, even the old lion, walked in the lion's whelp, and none of them afraid. Where is that place? The lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps, and strangled for his lioness, and filled his holes with prey, and his den with raven. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. I will burn her chariots in the smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions. I will cut off thy prey from the earth, and the voice of thy messengers shall no more be heard. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of the whip, noise of the rattling of wheels, and the prancing horses, and the jumping chariots. The horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They're everywhere, laying all over the place. They stumble upon their corpses because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts. that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. I wonder who they're talking about. United Nations? I don't know. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile. I will set thee as gazing hook, as a gazing stock. In other words, everybody's going to be looking at you, kid. They got their eye on you, babe. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Nineveh, by the way, is where Iraq used to be. The town of Mosul, that's Nineveh. I want you to think about what that place looks like right now. You ever seen pictures of Mosul? Or Kandahar, or any place over there? I think Kandahar's in a different place, but my point is, have you ever seen those places? They are quite barren. They are just as brown as they can be, because the only thing there is dirt. Nineveh is no more. It once was a great city. It took 3 days to walk from one edge to the other edge of Nineveh. No longer. And here it says it in the Bible. Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Who even knows where she's at, really? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Art thou better than populace? No. That was situate among the rivers, that had the waters round about it, whose ramparts was the sea, and her wall was from the sea. Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and it was infinite. Put and Lubim were thy helpers. Good things come in small packages, Diego. That's right. Many of these books are small. Yes, they are. Yet was she carried away. She went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets. And they cast lots, or they gambled for her honorable men. And all her great men were bound in chains. Speaking of Nineveh still. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first ripe figs. If they be shaken, they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. Draw thee waters for the siege. Fortify thy strongholds. Go into clay and tread the mortar. Make strong the bricklin, or brickbats. Excuse me. There shall the fire devour thee, the sword shall cut thee off, it shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm, make thyself many as the locusts. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven, the cankerworm spoileth and fleeth away. Thy crowned are as the locust, thy captains as the great grasshopper, which camp in the hedges of the cold day. But when the sun ariseth, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are. Do you know where grasshoppers go or locusts go when it gets hot? No, you don't. Neither does anybody else, for that matter. slumber. O king of Assyria, thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. It's a mortal wound, and there is no healing it. You are going to die from it. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually? They'll be happy to see you go, because you have been a bad, bad, bad host. You have screwed over everybody that's come your way, and they will be cheering at your death. That's not a good place to be, not a good place to find yourself. Habakkuk, we have left Hinnom, and we are in Habakkuk. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Why are you showing me these signs, God? Why are you letting me see all of this violence and anger? There's no good left in this city. People's judgment is wrong. People are getting away with murder. There's rules for thee and not for me. Some people are getting put in prison, and other people are getting away with it all. Why are you letting me be part of this? Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. What I'm about to do, you're not going to believe it, even if somebody told you, you wouldn't believe it. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar, and they shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sip up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them, and they shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God, lowercase g. Art thou not from everlasting? Art thou not from everlasting, O Lord my God, mine Holy One? Die, O Lord, thou hast ordained them for judgment, and, O mighty God, thou hast established them for correction. Yes, he has. No, you won't die, because he will give what he said he was going to give. He will punish those who he intends to punish. They have been established for the correction and the judgment. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he, and makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things, and have no ruler over them. They take up all of them with the eagle. They catch them in their net, and gather them with their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense under their drag, because by them their portion is fat, and they're doing good, because they're getting away with murder, because they're doing crimes and getting away scot-free. They think they're making money. They think they're successful. Shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations? I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will come to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered the vision. Write it down, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So in other words, make it a big sign so anybody that sees it can read it and then be scared. I'll tell you what's going to happen. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It's not ready for now, but it's coming. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Though it's going to take a little while, just wait and be patient. It's going to happen, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry. Meaning when it's time, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen fast. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. If you are just, you have faith, and you can live by that. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up the parable against him, and taunting proverbs against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? Him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee? And booties unto them, or loot, or, spoils of war. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe blood, and establish a city by sin, or by iniquity. Is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in of the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? Is that not the way of the Lord? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with the shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, or his wrath will be poured out on you. And shameful, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts, which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image, and a teacher of lies of his work trusteth therein, to make dumb idols, Are you following me? What profit can you get from a false idol and a false teacher telling you lies? Makes you a dumb person for following dumb idols. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. It's not alive. It's not real. You've made a creation, and you've made it shiny with some plated gold or whatever. It's not God. You can't tell it to arise and teach. It won't. It can't. It has nothing to teach you. It's not God. There's no breath. That's Ruach, the spirit. There's no spirit. There's no life in it. But the Lord is in his holy temple. That's a fact. Let all the earth keep silence before him. And a prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shigionoth, that's it. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. In wrath, remember mercy. That's a good prayer. God came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah. Selah means wait a minute. God came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation? Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word, Selah. Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands on high. The sun and moon still in their habitation. At the light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Thou didst march through the land of indignation, or righteous anger. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointed. Thou woundedest the head out of the house of the wicked, by discovering the foundation unto the neck, Selah. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled, and my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat. the flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He will make my feet like hinds' feet, or deer's feet, or cow's feet. Some kind of cattle, some kind of deer, hind is. And he will make me to walk upon my high places. To the chief singer on my stringed instruments. We'll rock out together, is what he's saying. The great book of Zephaniah. The word of the Lord came unto Zephaniah, the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hizkiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah, and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I will cut off the remnant of false deity from off this place, and the names of the chimerims, in the name of the chimerims with the priests. I don't know what that is. And them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship and that swear by the Lord, and that swear by Malcolm. Malcolm is another one of those false deities. And I just don't know them because I don't worship false idols. And them that are turned back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor inquired of him, or inquired for him. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord God, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice. He hath bid his guests. You know who that sacrifice is? This is the first mention in the book of God's sacrifice. We have read many things about what that sacrifice did in the New Testament, but this is the first mention of the preparation of God's sacrifice. And do you know who that is? That's Jesus Christ. Get on there. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. In the same day also I will punish all those that leap on the thresholds, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, and there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from. Howl, ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, cut off. All they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled in their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Meaning, these men believe God exists, they just don't believe he's doing anything. They think he's abandoned the world. You've heard people say that before. God's not paying attention to us. He's got you. He's going to do something to you. He's going to search you out. Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteneth greatly. even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath. What is the day of the Lord? A day of wrath. You want to know what's going to happen when the Lord's day comes? His wrath will be poured out on the earth. That's what the Bible is telling you. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wastedness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as the dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Just like that it'll happen. They'll be gone. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree. Bring forth before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. I'll read that again. That's why we're here. Seek ye the Lord, all you meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be you shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. For Gaza be forsaken, Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitants. And the sea shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds and for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. For the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity. Amen. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the reviling of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnants of my people shall possess them. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached the people of the Lord of hosts. Who do you think he's talking about? Let me tell you what happened to the children of Sodom and Gomorrah. They were burned to a crisp by hail, fire, and brimstone from the sky. That entire two cities were God Almighty. And these people of Moab will have the same fate as God just witnessed to you. And for your pride, you're going to get it. And what pride is that? Well, what are the people of Moab? Well, it's a type. There's people like this all over the world. But what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, hence the name Sodom or Sodomite, so are the people of Moab, and so are the people of other great places in the world, which have come together in their pride against the people of God. Don't believe me? Go watch some YouTube videos about what they think about God and how they treat the Bible and how they treat Christians. And you'll see what's going to happen to them come the day of the Lord. Don't be one of those people. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, lowercase g. They'll be gone, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathens, ye Ethiopians also. Ye shall be slain by my sword. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like the wilderness. And so it is. To this day it's dry. It's all brown. There's no color there at all. And the flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, and all the beasts of the nations, both the cormorant and the bittern, shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. I think those are birds. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, for he shall uncover the cedar work, meaning it's going to rot. This is the rejoicing city that dwelleth carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. Now is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in. Every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand, meaning this place is going to be unpopulated. There'll be nobody there but animals. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, the oppressing city, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice. She received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord. She drew not near to her God. What do you think that city's going to be like? And cities like it, like New York and Chicago and San Francisco and Los Angeles, these kind of places, Miami, they're going to suck in the day of the Lord. You don't want to be anywhere near them. Her princes within her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Sorry, I got an itch in my ear. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. What law is that? That's the law of Moses, more specifically the 10 Commandments. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. Said, surely thou wilt fear me. Thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. I thought surely this would be enough. I thought surely they would learn from this bout of punishment. They didn't even waste time. They got up early in the morning and started doing wrong. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations. That's what I'm here for. That I pour upon them mine indignation, or my righteous anger, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. That means we're going to go back to the way we were before the Tower of Babel, where everybody speaks the same language. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my supplants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me? For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride. And thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. No more. I will also leave in the midst of thee an affliction and a poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. The Lord hath taken away thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil any more. That's where we're going to stop today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pick up tomorrow in Habakkuk 3:16. Man, what a fantastic book. What a great read it was tonight. I hope it touched your heart. I hope you learned something valuable. I hope it caused you to believe in something beyond yourself. And most of all, I hope it caused you to pay attention and do this simple thing. Press that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online and when my new videos drop. Smash that like button. It's right in front of you. It's free. It takes no effort. The algorithms, and it helps us get recommended to other people. And that's where the power lies, where we get spread out across the earth. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into our family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave comments down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critically. That's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love the Word of God and you can see the value in what I'm trying to build here and you'd like to help out, or if you feel led to send your tithes, offerings, or love offerings, or if you'd like to buy me lunch, or if you'd like to just pat me on the back and say, hey, nice job, Jake, you can do that. You can support this channel by going to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. If you use Cash App, you can go to $ Jake Johnson Band, all one word. $ Jake Johnson Band for Cash App. I greatly appreciate your support. This is a reciprocal universe we live in. It is a win-win. It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for you too. God notices these things. Ask and ye shall be answered. Knock and it shall be open for you. Give and ye shall receive. That's how it works. So keep that in mind as we go forward, and I will now take your questions and comments because this is the Q&A part of the show. Powerful, powerful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you feel a little bit more enlightened. Let me know what you think. What's on your mind? Great read tonight, Jake. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We're getting through the whole Bible. Well, yeah, that's the intention. That's what we're here for. I am with the Word as you're delivering it. Just taking it in. Amen, sister. That's what we're all here to do. Me too, by the way. You're not alone in that one. Yes, amen. Great read, Jake. Loving it. Thank you, April. I appreciate it, sweetheart. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh. Good reading tonight, Jake. I'm going to have to go over some of it again, but the Bible is true. Yes, it is. Every word of it. And you can rewind and watch this video as much as you want. You can pause it and then get the book out and compare it. You can do that if you want. It's pretty good stuff. So Malachi is the last book, is it? If that's the last book of the Old Testament, then yes. I think it is. And then we're going to go through Genesis because I never went through that one. And that'll be the end. And then we'll start over and get deeper the next time through. I love you. I love you too. Thank you. That was a great week. I'm guessing that meant read. I'm so proud of you and I love you. Aunt Laura, love you. Don't forget to hit the like button. We read Micah, Nahum, etc. We read Micah, Nahum, etc. Yes, we did. Feed Jake. Yes, please do, because I'm starving. I'll take it. I've been a good doggy. All right. Thing is, we are getting close to the end. But I did go through Genesis when you destroyed the Brown Klansman. Yes, I know, but that was his book, not mine. I'm going to go through it again, doing it the right way. That's what started all this. So we're going to end with that. And then we'll start over and go through the whole thing again, straight through. This time we're going to go from Genesis to Revelation, so you can say I'm starting over in Genesis. Love you too, April 9090. I don't know why my hand is going numb on me. Read, I mean, yep, I got you. I was with you. I caught it when it said it. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something out of it. I hope it filled your heart up with love and fear and all kinds of other things. I got a little into it tonight, got a little emotional. I'm going to have to watch it over and see what I said because I have no idea what came out of my mouth. Whatever it was, though, I'm sure it was great, special. Hugs and kisses. Mwah. Enjoy your dinner. My sister is supposed to bring me some meatloaf tomorrow. I wonder if she will. She said she would anyway. We'll see. La da 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 da. I don't know what this sign in to chat thing is. I can't seem to chat in my own chat box. It keeps asking me to sign in. I am signed in. That's why the video's going to my site. That must be one of those bugs I need to fix. There are lots of those. And I'm working on it. We're getting there slowly but surely. This is only the second time I've used my studio in several months. So I'm glad to be doing it. We'll get back to running full speed ahead. As soon as I get everything updated and straight. Find all the problems and fix them. Good night, all, and blessings. Good night, kind sir, and blessings to you as well. I love you true, and I'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30. Some of you may wonder why I'm smoking so much. I'm smoking ultra lights. It takes like 3 cigarettes to get one good cigarette. And also, they go out on me, so I'm constantly having to relight them. So it kind of looks like I'm smoking more than I am. All right. Well, let me tell you, we went through 4 books tonight. And that's a lot for one night. A lot of serious God talking stuff. This is God talking in the first person, so it's worth paying attention to what he's saying. It's one thing to listen to a prophet speak, but it's a whole nother thing when God's doing the talking. That's when you want to be alert and ears perked up and your head face forward and your mouth shut and your brain open. I'm sending love your way. You'll get it together as a contact time. Great. I love having the system up and running again. That's a blessing. Yes, it is. Good night, Jake. I love you. Have a good day tomorrow. Don't work too hard. Sweet dreams. Everyone, may God bless. That was a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you with all of my heart. You are the wind beneath this podcast's wings and mine. And I am grateful to have you by my side, and I'd hate to have you as an enemy. And you just keep being you. God will have many blessings showering on you. I promise you that. You're a wonderful, wonderful person. Thank you for that. I love you too. I don't know what contact time is. I'm assuming that's a spell check thing. But I got your meaning. I understand what you said. Take care of yourself. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And I'm going to get out of here too, because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I love you guys with all my heart. Hey, do me a favor. When you go out into the world tomorrow, be kind. I know it's a novel idea, but give it a shot and see what it does for you. Just be nice to somebody. Go out of your way to show somebody some kindness. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't even matter if you mean it. Just do it and see what happens. It's better if you mean it, but you know what I'm saying. It will change your life. It will cause your inner light to start shining, and then everyone around you will see it and want to be part of it. It'll bring good tidings in your direction. This universe works like that. The book, but it's not, because it's not a secret. Everybody can do it. It's not just for the elite. Everybody can do it. All you got to do is show love and watch love respond to you. It's that simple. Just be nice. That's it. That's all. You can do it. Do that and see that God's words are true. Every one of them. Every single word in this book is truth. And you can set your clock by it. You can live your life by it. Never an enemy, love. I know that. I do know that. And I'm with you 100%. I feel the same way. Good night, everybody. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 sharp, where we'll finish what we're doing here in Habakkuk. Thank you. Have a great night. Love you true. Thanks for watching.